What Pope Francis is asking us is, in fact, to reflect on who God is for us. And this gospel is directly pointed at that very issue. Where is God? Who is Jesus? And how do we relate with the divinity in ways that we can end up speaking the words of Jesus into the turmoils that we experience, that we can say to one another, quiet, be still. We sometimes think that Jesus, he rebuked the wind. And we think in our mind, well, yeah, to rebuke the wind, you've really got to have force. You've really got to have proof. Not so. It's just the opposite. Quiet. Be still. We have that power. And so a lot of people would say, well, this is Jesus expressing his divinity. That's fine if people want to go there. But for me, the Gospels are written as ways for us to consider how we can become as much like Jesus as possible. So, how is it then that we, in the midst of the various turmoils that exist in our lives, whether they're personal stuff, we're just anxious about something, we've lost our job, and that's obviously something that can create turmoil. How is it that we can renew our trust that somehow the goodness of God is within us and guiding us, the Spirit is providing us with the wisdom, and we can go about things as calmly as possible because we need all the energy to focus on resolving whatever it is that's causing us stress and turmoil to begin with. And again, Jesus is not shouting at us, but saying, quiet, be still. And we say that to one another as well as to ourselves. Not that we're trying to give each other commands, but that we want to speak with the depth of centeredness and focus and serenity with which Jesus spoke. Quiet. Be at peace. Give yourself a chance to think, reflect, renew an awareness that God truly is present and that God can see us through any and every turmoil. And so, how then is it that we, in our various contexts today, it doesn't necessarily have to be quiet, be still. We can choose our own words that might fit, such as, can we just take a moment just to reflect inside on what we want to accomplish in our interactions here and now? It's the equivalent of saying quiet, but it might be much more, people might be more receptive to those words. I would like to take just I take responsibility. Again, how important the I is. I know I was raised with the idea that don't use I and me because you're not a selfish being. Anyway, but we need to use that first person pronoun. I want to take a moment to be quiet and just reflect on what we've been talking about, what we can all be more clear about what we really want to accomplish at this particular moment, dealing with this, yes, very serious, very complicated issue. And who knows, in a few seconds of quiet, what does that provide the Holy Spirit the opportunity to do? But to speak from within our depths. The Spirit speaks, as did Jesus, quietly, gently. The great event that Elijah experienced on the mountainside after he tried to escape from God. Tremendous earthquake. God was not in it. Fire, not in it. Rocks crushing. But then there was this gentle, whispering sound. And Elijah, fortunately, was attentive and experienced peace and healing. And that is possible for all of us, and that we are capable of bringing it about. In fact, I would say we have a responsibility to bring it about, that we just simply take a moment here and there to pause, reflect, listen to the Spirit, say, I'm not going to give you any wisdom because you've got that. I'm just going to encourage you to stay focused because I might help you somewhere along the line and you need to pay attention. You know, that's where we allow humor to enter into our human interactions, where, say something to me, Spirit. And the Spirit says, I don't have anything to say. I think you can figure this out. So, go with it.